Okay, we are going to do the third part of the lesson with more formulas practice. We have done addition, we have done multiplication, and now we are going to do division. If you have not completed the addition or the multiplication, use the past lessons or raise your hand and your teacher can show you where those are so that you can catch up. So the last step that we're going to do is division. And with the division, we have to figure out how many students there would be in every class. And in order to do that, we have to take this number and divide it by how many teachers there are. And that will provide you with how many students there are per class. If you do not remember that, this one right here, to find out how many students per teacher, take the number of students per grade and divide it by 4. It even shows you the key that you have to press to divide it by 4. The first thing that you need to do is you need to recognize that you cannot see everything in all of your cells. So you come up to the top where your labels are and you get that little crosshair and you click and you drag it over till you can read the whole word. So kindergarten I couldn't read. The next one I can't read is the number of students. So I'm going to go up between it where I want it to move, click, and drag it over so that I can read number of students. Now I cannot read number of teachers. It's not completely in the square. So again, I'm going to click up here and drag over till I can read it all. This last one, a lot of students have been leaving out, but because it has this line going through it, it's really not in the box. See, it flows over into that box. So you want to click and still drag over so that that is in there. And it's not quite there. There you go. All right. Then you want to make sure that it's easily read. You go up here, highlight the 4 that is your headings. You fill with your bucket. This part is not necessary, but I'm going to remind you to fill it with the bucket. And then you're going to highlight where you're going to have all of your data, which is underneath all of those headings. And we are going to give it an outline border. Use the arrow that gives you more to select and select all borders. All right, now that we have done that, we can start actually doing the work. How many does it say there are teachers in each grade? If I read up here, it says there's 4. So I'm going to enter 4 into each one, because according to the information that I have provided you, there's 4 teachers in every grade. So I need to put 4 right there. Now, to figure out the number of students per class, you have to tell it to do math. And in order to tell it to create a starting formula, is you're going to click in the box where you want the answer. You're going to type equals. You'll select the one that the cell that has the first set of data that you're going to divide by, which in this case is 113. And then I'm going to tell it to divide with that key that it tells you down here, divided by, and then I'm going to select this. Now, the reason why I select that instead of just typing 4 is because if I come in here and I say, oh, I can have a 0.25 student, I could change this to 5 and press enter, and it changes it instead of having to actually retype everything. So we'll try it with this next one. We're going to click in the cell that we want the answer, tell it to do math by pressing the equal, select the cell that has our first set of data, press the divided by key, next set of data, click there, and then press enter. See how that one comes out equal? But if I don't like 31 kids in a class, then I can mess around with it, and I can push 6 and change the number, press enter. Ooh, that didn't work. So then I can change it again until I find however many teachers I want to have in that class. So we're going to put it back at 4, but that's just showing you why we do that. Down here, do the same thing, equals this cell divided by this cell, press enter. Equals this cell divided by this cell, enter. Equals this cell divided by, divided by this cell, enter. Equals this cell divided by this cell, enter. Now, just to remind you, what goes here? This is equals this plus this, plus this plus this plus this plus this cell, and then press enter. Then this one is done. You will press save, and then it fixes it so that it's exactly the way that it should be. You should have your multiplication and addition already done. If you do not, then you need to go back and watch those videos and complete those. Your teacher needs to see your finished